Hey, hey, everybody. Let's make it a little bit better. Let me see here. Hold on, guys. Oh, you ready? All right, testing. Can you hear me? What's up, y'all? What's going on out there in the YouTube land? What's crack-a-lacking? How's everybody's Christmas? I enjoyed my holiday immensely, and with all that is going on, I'm grateful to be here in the land of the living, in the house of the Lord. Hallelujah. Yes, yes. So, I wanted to just come in and adjust this a little bit, trying to figure out how stuff works here. So new. I'm also new. So new. So yeah. Oh, wait a minute. She got messed up. Okay. So yeah, had a good holiday, with the exception that I lost my cousin um on Christmas Eve, and it kind of put a little damper on the holiday. It was quick, it was unexpected, and yeah, so it was something that was really overwhelming and unexpected. Yeah. But to God be the glory, we're here. My son, I think, is very satisfied. My daughter is she she's been in Santa's workshop, um making goodies, baking goodies and stuff like that. And I mean, when I tell you, this girl baked different types of muffins. Um, she made a peach cobbler muffin, a bacon and apple muffin, which is actually really good. Okay, you get your bacon and your apple all in the same place. And she made what was that? Uh, what was it? Cinnamon rolls with caramel topping to it. I haven't tasted any of those other things just yet. I can, I don't, try to watch eating too much of that stuff, but it looks really, really good. And I think she made breakfast also, which I didn't eat breakfast either. Bad girl. But she got a lot of the things that she asked for, and my son got a lot of things that he asked for, and I got things that I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting, and but I'm grateful for her. So my daughter um, supports me with my YouTube channel and the social media and whatnot. So she bought me some items to make um, being a content creator a lot easier, and I'm so grateful. Hey, Deanna, how you doing, sugar? Happy holidays, Merry New Year, Happy Christmas, and Quantica, and Feliz Navidad, and Trinidad, and all that good stuff. Hopefully, you're enjoying your holiday season. And if nothing else, but for some time off, I hope you, got everything your heart desires. Thank you, Sugar. Happy holidays to you too. Happy holidays to you too, Mama. I appreciate you dropping in. I got some goodies and stuff in there that my daughter baked that I haven't tried yet. I'm trying to be good, girl. I'm so trying. But I got some good stuff too. I appreciate it. She got me a microphone um for doing my broadcasts, and she got me a green screen. So I put the fancy stuff in the backdrop and all that good stuff. So when I decided to take the avatar down and put up a picture, I just feel better because I could do this anytime without worrying about putting on makeup and all that other stuff, being camera ready. So I kind of like it like this, but I know it's not great. But hey, there it is. So I hope you got everything your heart's desire. Did you cook a lot? Did you cook? I attempted to, but I didn't. Girl, I ain't cook nothing. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't cook nothing. I cooked chicken wings, and we ate wings while we opened up everything. And then after that, and I ate two of her muffins that I shouldn't have ate, but they were so good. And after that, and I had a glass of wine. It was over because I don't drink. But baby, when I had that little drink it ain't, it was over. She wrote for real, for real. I started leaning a little bit to the left. I started leaning a little bit to the left, and then I got a pillow and a blanket, and then left went to the right, and then right stayed all night for real, for real. At the hood table, you just go right. I know, right? Yep. Oh, she okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, Mr. Sonu, Indiana, I'm going to order me a microphone next week. My sons are going to get me one. Hey, did you find the one you're going to get, babe? Watch, I know it's going to be. Yeah, I know you. And your sons, they love on their mama, and I love that. I love that. Yup. And we're going to have a party, baby. Don't forget about next week. Next week, Tuesday, is a national holiday. It's my girl's birthday. And we're going to party hard. She said, yeah, that every day, no, mama came through in the clutch for years. And since they born, they better spoil me. Girl, I hear you. I hear you. Oh, you got one with the straight stand? How does this one sound, Tanya? How does this one sound? Can you hear me good, even if I'm like sitting back a little bit? I don't have to lean into it for you to. And I like that it condenses the sound around you so it concentrates more on you. How's it sound though? What do you think? You my expert. Deanna got a gun. Oh sure. Oh sure. Well, I'm gonna be getting my CCW soon. It sounds good. Well, thank you. Do I need to start talking like this so that you would think that I am actually a radio personality? I sound clear and crisp. And look, I'm acting silly. So, I've been doing like some research, right? And well, I've been like reading reading, and I hate when these little pop up things pop up on the screen. I don't know how I ended up messing. I know, like when you go on a website and you look up something and you're thinking it asks you, "Do I have my permission to show this what you search for?" But you're asking them if they can send you pop ups, and that's what I did by mistake. You got 9 millimeter Glock. Yeah, those are nice. It's probably what I'll end up getting. It's probably what I end up getting. I'm getting whatever I get. It's gonna have to be something that stunning me, bro. You heard me. It's gonna have to be something good. Yep. Girl, listen. We're gonna party like it's 1999 again. We're gonna party. I can't wait. I'm about to give me something on reserve so I can turn up. I say turn down for what? Miss Tigers. I can't wait. I can't wait. She is she's a beautiful person. She's well deserved and being you had a 9 until you picked it up from the police. What you mean? I missed something? Girl, you know that's right, girl. We gonna party yada 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 yada. Be up there talking some body yada 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 yada. If y'all can see what I'm doing right now. Body yada 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 yada. Just imagine. But when you imagine, don't imagine what I'm really doing. Imagine me doing it better. Body yada 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 yada. I'm breaking out, breaking my. You hear me? What? Break it down. Break it down. Okay, y'all. I'm tired. Just when that little boy, the little boy stole. What? Somebody stole your 9 millimeter? I'm glad they got it with no bodies on it. You heard me? Let me go back because I can't put myself. Yeah, I'm glad they got it back, sis, with no bodies on it. So how do y'all like the fact that Donald Trump allowed y'all to get uh, the idea that everybody was going to get a stimulus check and then he took it back? I mean, he really just played that to the hill. Right before Christmas, he just crapped on everybody's holiday. And he keeps saying, give the people what they want. Give them he know good and well Mitch McConnell's prude face ain't gonna give up. And don't listen. Okay, I ain't about talking about nobody, but I'm about to talk about somebody. Don't tell nobody I'm talking about somebody. I'm just gonna talk about them, and tell you that I'm talking about. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about when I get up talking. Just listen. So when you look at Mitch McConnell, don't he look like an old man that's been sucking on lemons that's been soaking in vinegar for about 3 weeks? His face like it's so it's he just mm. You know who he remind you of? Remember the old cartoons like The Night Before Christmas? The clockmaker with the big ears and the buck teeth, and how they all have that same look with the big rock. That's what Mitch McConnell looked like, an old clockmaker, sucking on sour vinegar flavored lemons and following it with some 20-year-old shot of whiskey or something. He looked like, really, I don't know. He looked like an old prude. And it's like they get a kick out of really just making people's lives miserable. Like all of the people that are in some of those southern states, they took away, let them collect unemployment for like a month, and then they took it away and told them to go find a job, literally, because I know people that they did it to, and the person that they did it to has a job doing, um she does hair. So she, how you gonna, I don't know what those squares mean, T, because whatever you type, they always come up with these little squares on there. But yeah, he took their unemployment, and these people are really struggling. She's a hairstylist. The salons not are closed, or they're really not doing a lot of business because either they are afraid of the COVID, or the clients are. So this business has really slowed. And then with not only that, a lot of people that were, you know, be able to get their hair done and things like that are like laid off, or they're not working as many hours or whatever, but oh, they're smiley face. Okay, good. But yeah, it's just terrible. I think it's awful how they treat the people, how they're doing the people. And you have people in other countries that are much more supportive of their citizens. They're treating the citizens a lot better than the United States. And the United States is a richer country. They can afford to do better than what they're doing for us. And then here we have somebody on Christmas Eve bombing downtown Nashville. That was horrid. And they said that the RV where the bomb was planted, right before it went off, it said evacuate the area immediately. Evacuate the area immediately. And soon after, the explosion went off. And they said that they said that 3 people were injured, but they were expected to make a full recovery. But as of late, I heard that they may have found uh, human remains under some of the, uh, what do you call it, under some of the rubbish and whatnot. So, that's sad. And that's got to be, whether it's international or domestic, it's terrorism of some type. That's some type of terrorism. Who is responsible for it? I don't know yet. But, it kind of, again, makes you leery of like going into any large facilities of any type. Because you just never know, strip malls and all that type of thing. And I think that's pretty much what that was a place where a lot of businesses were. And yeah, that was really sad. It's really sad the night before Christmas to find out that your business was blown to smithereens by an unknown assailant. So that's really sad. So I'm looking through that, and then um, you know they're trying to do this runoff for Georgia, this election runoff for Georgia, which also is not looking good for the Republican Party because people are not pleased with what, not only the things that President Trump is doing, but what the Senator leader Mitch McConnell is doing, the Republican leader Mitch McConnell is doing by holding up the stimulus. Now, it wouldn't have hurt him to given the go ahead to go ahead and especially when you have some Republican leaders that are in favor of the $2,000 stimulus. But at whatever with Trump doing what he did at the last minute, because he could have made his voice heard before it was time to sign it. He could have told Mitch McConnell, he knows how to contact him and tell him, listen, you know, go high, you know, go high and make it happen. Don't wait till the last minute and people are hurting. And there are um, more people are facing eviction. The unemployment, it has run out as of today. Um, People are going to start being evicted as of January 1st. People put on the street, and I mean, and people are worrying, because it's come to the point to where either you're going to pay your rent, pay on your rent, and pay to keep your lights and gas on, or you're going to um, skip the rent and buy food, or pay your car note, or something. You got to do something. And at this point, it's like, people are left with all these, and that $2,000 would have been a shot in the arm for a lot of people to negotiate and say, okay, well, listen, I have this $2,000. I can save my home, or, I can at least, get back in their good graces, or save my car so I can get back and forth to work or something. And it was just unfortunate. Tanya, you said, I talked about it this morning on my show, and I reminded the people that we have so much to be thankful for, even when it feels like we're going to tap out because others might have it much worse. Yeah, yeah. We have a lot, but when you are in the midst of what you're going through, that's hard to hear, you know. Um, that you have a lot to be thankful for. You have life, and health, and you have strength, and this that, and the other. But when you're talking to a mom, a single mother who's facing eviction with nowhere to go, and then when she goes outside, there's COVID everywhere, and she's not sure where she can go, and you just can't take your kids anywhere and breathe in the air and have them sit down, and especially if you have lab babies and they like to put their hands in the mouth. And I mean, it's just so much to be concerned about. It's just hurtful. It's so hurtful. And I mean, I know. Deanna, I just finished watching your replay. Please tell Dory to invest in me so I can purchase a house and a new car. Girl, I don't know what y'all talking about, but tell Dory to invest in me too. Sure, I ain't trying to get nothing new. Just send me a little 20 twin. Make my little cash up go cha-ching for once in a while. I'll be all right with it. Sure, I don't know what y'all talking about, but she doing some investing. I got something she can invest in. You heard me? I got something she can buy. I got an old Toyota in the back. Actually, I don't, but yeah, I can take it. You see, I totally understand. Growing up as a young parent, I went through a lot of stuff, and we'll come through a lot of stuff, but there's always a lot still. You're absolutely right, sis. You're so right, and that's the way you have to look at it. Because if not, you'll get depressed about it and but crash and burn. Trust me, I know. You know that I've been through a lot, and man, I'm trying to tell you, like I was telling you earlier, honey, some of the things that I've been through in this lifetime, people will not believe it. People won't believe it. People wouldn't believe it. They would not believe it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell you right now where my next rent coming from darn near. I mean, I got an income. Don't, that's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying if I fall into that category where, you got to pay this or this or that or this or this or this and then or juggle. You know what I'm saying? You got to be creative with your finances, and I understand. So I'm not, you know, I know exactly what you're talking about. If it had not been for the grace of God and me knowing, and if it had not been for people speaking words of encouragement like you're doing, then I would have like gotten really discouraged and just fell out. You know what I mean? I would have just got really discouraged, and I wouldn't have been able to hold on. I wouldn't have been able to hold on at all. I know y'all probably. I know you busy, Tanya, but I'm gonna put this on here anyway, just in case somebody wants to come in and join me and holler at your girl for a minute. But yeah, and then the other thing they're talking about oh, wait, hang on a second, y'all. Let me take this. I'm sorry. Thank you. The other thing they were talking about whether or not it should be is safe for pregnant women to take the COVID test. And I'm concerned about it as well, but at the same time, like, you know, when you're pregnant, it's not the time to, you want to think about foreign things entering your body because you don't know the full effects of what this thing can cause and all this. But then at the same time, you're hearing about a lot of pregnant women going into labor and dying, having their babies. So I don't, that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of scary. It's a little scary to think about, um, whether a pregnant woman should take a vaccine that has really that's really in a testing phase and take that chance and then maybe it causing birth defects or something like that with the baby, or maybe her own demise or in the demise of her and her unborn baby. So it's just there are so many things that you could be concerned about, but again, like Sister T said, you got to put God first and keep him at the top of your thought. It's because of things that we've been through in life that we can motivate others to never give up. Exactly. Exactly. This time last year, everybody didn't know what I was going through. But this time last year, my family and I had no place to live. We were homeless, you know. Nobody knew it because I kept my business to myself. But it wasn't, uh, it was simply because I had to leave my home of over 20 something years that I owned because there were repairs that needed to be done right then and there. And because I was had fixed income, I couldn't get financing to get a lot of that work done. So I had to sell my home, take the option of getting a little or something. And then after that, it was hard to find rental properties that was worth renting and that would afford you an opportunity if you had less than perfect credit. So there were a lot of things that we were going through at that time. We had the money, but we didn't have the proper place. And some of those places, honey, I just refused to go. Some of those places were like, oh my God, abandoned houses on one side, crack house on the other side, shooting up and down. You could see people doing transactions in the middle of the street. It was just things. It was like jumping out the pan into the fire. So, we had a rough time for a minute. And so finally, when God blessed us and we were able to finally um, find somewhere to call home, that just made the holiday season a little sweeter because we were able to celebrate it um, in a nice, warm, comfortable place um, that was like not in the inner city and something we could um, barely afford, but we can afford it, and to be able to do what we need to do to go to the next level. So I understand. I really do understand. It's just a lot. You said you have your first baby, grandbaby on the way, so it's really scary. It is. It is. I know. I had a bad grandbaby born in the midst of this pandemic, and I have another one that will be born next year. in the summertime, and it's just and that my daughter that actually was in the hospital with COVID is now an expectant mother, and I am concerned about that for more than one reason, because she's still on oxygen, but she's comfortable with the fact that, she's not full time on it anymore. She's being weaned off, but at the same time, she had some scarring and things like that from what the COVID did to her body. And now I am a concerned mother as well as a concerned expecting grandmother. So, those are all things that, you don't play out of your mind, that you can't get out of your mind when you continue to be concerned about the fact that you had a daughter that was on a ventilator for 45 days and that was in the hospital a total of 72 days, and you weren't able to talk to her or see her or touch her or anything like that, and then that she's now expecting, and you're praying to God that it doesn't happen like that ever again. That is like the most excruciating thing that I wouldn't ever, the person that I probably dislike the most, I would never wish anything like that on in my at all my days. Never. It was just awful. It was crazy. Sorry, I didn't want y'all to hear me. So I open this drink. My throat is a little dry. Said you're right. I had no idea what you're going through. You always so upbeat. And oh, girl, yeah, nobody knew we were homeless for 13 months. 13 months, girl. Slept in my car, slept in other people's houses, people that didn't necessarily want you there. Yep, it was tough. It was really, really tough. People said that they were, they people that had rental properties, family members that had rental properties and things like that, and it didn't go well, for whatever reason. And um, we had to, withstand against all that. We lost things. We lost about everything we had, literally everything we had. And now it's to the point to where you have just enough to pay the rent and not much else to do anything else. So either you have to not pay something to do this, or and God forbid if you have an emergency like a car repair that needs to be, or a medical emergency or anything else. You can't plan ahead for things like that because you just don't have it like that. So anything can take you under. It doesn't matter, how good you are with your finances or whatever the case may be. Anything can take you under. And you know, we talk about hang on one second, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, so anyway, it was like one thing or the other came up, and then we lost everything. Everything. When I tell you, we had my daughter at the time, we had to split up. When we came back to Michigan, we had to split up. So I went to one place, and my daughter went to me and my son went one place, and my daughter went somewhere else. And so we stored our belongings in her friend's garage. And I offered to pay her for it and everything else. Well, she got angry at my daughter for something that was stupid. When I tell you it was stupid, stupid, it was stupid. And my daughter said, "Well, Ma, it's best if I just leave because there's, just, I don't want to mess up anything." So she said it was okay. We could continue to leave our belongings there. We again offered to pay her. She said, "Oh, no, 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 no. Go ahead, da, 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 da." When we turned around, we looked up while my daughter was in the hospital fighting for her life. She sent my daughter a text saying that she had threw all of our belongings out on the curb. When I tell you, all of my college degrees, all of my kids' diplomas, birth certificates, everything that was urgent was in those belongings. When I tell you we had new, all of the gifts that my children had given me just a couple of months prior to that for Christmas, my air fryers, I had all new catering gear, cookware, my son's clothes, my clothes, my daughter's clothes. My daughter had like a brand new 55-gallon um, fish tank that was valued at like $500-600. That was still in the box. Um, Computers, flat screen TVs, all of the things that we would normally use on a day to day. So it wasn't in storage with the bulk of our belongings. And she sent us a text and said it was gone. She threw it out like a couple of weeks before she even texted my daughter. Because and I sent her a text and I asked her why. Why would you do that? She said because she tried to get in touch with my daughter. I was like, no, you didn't try because you and I have been talking back and forth the whole time. Oh, well, I'm sorry about yourself. Oh, well. So we lost a lot. And when I tell you, I couldn't even put a price on the value of those things because now, in order to get another job, I need my degrees in order to prove that I have that experience or what have you. And I had like a portfolio of my all of my training, all of the computer classes that I had, all of the um, training in like Medicare, Medicaid, um, all of the software training, everything, even like uh, my thumb drives with like books that I had written and just everything. Anything you think of was in those belongings. And like it was just too much to carry around with me in the trunk with along with like the clothes you need for day to day and whatever. It was just too much, so that's why it was there. But for her to do what she did, like when she was in the process of throwing some of that stuff out, you know, I'm sure she could have thought like, well, maybe she might need this right away, or I'm gonna call them and she could have did it. I mean, she talked to us, she talked to me all the time, and and it was after that she blocked me after she said, "Oh, sorry about your stuff." So I'm not even gonna try to recollect those items because it's just too much. The only thing it cost me like 50 something dollars just to get a copy of one birth certificate. That's not even all of them. That's not even all of them. It cost me 50 some dollars for one birth certificate, and we needed those items as well for housing. So because like in some housing they want you to fill out because it might have been for low income or whatever um, they require. They want to know proof of who's in the house and how old they are, and so you would have to show birth certificates and all that. And I didn't have any of that stuff, so it cost me that, and then not to mention all of the money that people would charge you for um, the what do they call it? The application fees. Now that was a real ripoff. They would charge you an application fee and a holding fee. So you might pay every place you go to apply for, you might pay $30 a person, or like an adult, $30 an adult for application fee and an $150 holding fee. Well, in some cases they will give you the holding fee back, but in most cases they would not give you anything back. They would say it's not refundable. So you thinking like you're applying for like 10, 15 houses a month. And in some of those places, you have to actually have the first month's deposit and the first, second month and half deposit up front before you can even apply. Then you pay all that money plus the deposit, plus say an application fee for you and whoever. And then they turn around and say, well, this part and this part is not refundable because we took it off the market when you applied, and then they deny your application, so you don't get your money back. It was just a ripoff. It was like a way, and then so the money that we were finding ourselves having put away to move was getting eaten away for all of these little hidden charges, and it's the application fee. And even if you went on Trulia or Zillow or something like that, you have to pay a fee to join and all this, that, and the other. And it's only good for 30 days. And so it was just crazy. It was just crazy one way or the other. So it's really hard. Give me a sec. I'm sorry, that was my granddaughter calling with my grandson on the phone. And he's just starting to talk bye, 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 dad, dad, mama. And oh my God, I just love me some him. But yeah, it's really hard for people out there when it's um like when you're out there trying and people just don't know the things that you go through when you're struggling. You know what I'm saying? When you got all this money built up, and then not to mention if you're like for people that have to stay in hotels, which we had to do for a minute, stay in hotels and stuff like that, you got to pay for those hotels, you got to pay for food, you got to pay for gas, ripping and running all over these places. So this is what was going on for all that time. So it wasn't like, we were trying to hold on to the little funds we had, whatever, but they were being exhausted little by little from doing all of this searching and getting got by different homeowners and places that, these agencies that were supposed to be written out. And then, girl, not to mention some of these places that want all of this crazy amounts of rent. Like we went to some place that and they wanted like 11, $1,200, and it looked like the house that Jack built. Like it really was like, are you serious? I went to one place and the place had termites, and I was like, are you guys aware that this place has termites? And the young lady that was showing it was like, no. And I showed her. I was like, look at this. And after that, they took the place off the market altogether. And nobody still moved in that place. But then they had places with like the back windows boarded up. There's no back porch. The stairs are caved in. And it's in the midst of a war zone. And they want like $1,000 a month. No, and they do that because they know people have nowhere to go. And then we ran into a situation where People were trying to rent us houses, and they didn't even own the house. So it was like I had gotten so comfortable with being a homeowner for all those years, 20 something years, that I forgot what that was like. Because I've been a homeowner since I was in my 20s. So and I've owned 3 homes. So the first home, we owned, and we sold it and moved out of state. And we came back and bought another house. And while we were working on that house, we got another house, which is the house that I was living in for over 20 something years. So I've owned 3 homes. So it's not like, and I've always worked 2, 3 jobs and did really well. But this was a snag in my life that occurred. And yeah, it was really hard. And rather than to share my business with people who didn't care anyways, I worked through it and kept it to myself. So yeah, that's where we are now. But as Sister Tanya said, by the grace of God, we are here. We are here, and we're doing a lot better. And, we're able to come up and I'm able to share my story and hopefully help other people with theirs. But I'm just going to tell you, be careful with everything you do. Be careful with who you trust. Be careful in who you trust your finances to, your life with, your kids around. Just everything. You got to be really careful. You just don't know what life will bring. You just don't know. You just don't know. And it could happen to the best of us. You could build a wonderful platform right here on YouTube, whatever social media platform. You can build the best platform, and then you can say one thing that could destroy it all. Or you can do something and it destroys everything. So you've got to just really be careful at everything that you do, and um, not be so confident and become comfortable in what you have accomplished or what you have right now, because it could dissipate. There was a time in my life where my home was paid off. I had money in the bank. I drove nice cars. And even if I paid my car off, I bought a nice vehicle, paid it off. My children were in college. We lived well. We traveled. We did different things or whatever. And then you get to a point to where you get sick, and or you lose your job. You get sick and you live off your savings, and things happen. Or one repair, one furnace, one hot water tank, the roof, a leaky roof, or whatever happens, or car breakdown, and it chops at your finances, and the next thing you know, hey, you don't know, you're out on the street somehow. So you really gotta be careful at you know what you do and what you say, and stay prayerful with God first. But whatever you do, be encouraged. Even in the midst of this pandemic, God is still in control. God is still in control. And unbeknownst to man, they can't take it over. I don't care if this pandemic is a man made situation, God is still in control. Because I don't care what man tries to do anything to destroy this earth, God is still not going to let a man destroy what he created. I believe that. I believe that. God put this together in 7 days. And God, 7 day in God's time is an eternity in our time. And he's not going to allow anyone with one simple pandemic to come through and destroy the entire creation. Now, I won't say that they won't put a dent in it, cause some damage. But he ain't gonna let them destroy it. That's not the God we serve. So, with that being said, I'm gonna check out for a minute, and maybe I'll come back shortly with a different topic. I'm gonna move on. Got some things I need to do. So I will talk to you guys sooner than later. Happy New Year. Happy holiday season. And have a nice rest of the day. I love you. I don't say goodbye because goodbye is too permanent. So we just say later for now. And I love you on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Peace. Love you.